What's up, gang? Now that's more like it. Celtics win game 6 of 82, beat the Denver Pistons 109-89. Nice, easy win. Wasn't ever close. So, my pull up 3-pointer is this. There's lots of talk about Stevens' halftime talk last game against OKC. And then he just said basically from the third quarter to the fourth quarter into this game, that's the three best halves of basketball they played all year. And I would have to agree with him. It was a pretty convincing win. My second point, which is the coaching move of the night, was when the second unit was the best unit. The starters, they weren't bad, but the second unit really brought the wood between Morris and Theis. But he left in the second unit basically from the middle of the third quarter to the middle of the fourth quarter. And the Pistons got the lead down to 15 in the third quarter with the starters in. Then he brought in the second unit and they stretched it back out to like 25 until it was pure garbage time when they emptied the benches. Both coaches did. So that was interesting. He got the second unit going. They ended up winning the game for them, or stretching it out at least, solidifying the win. And he got the starters some rest too. So it all worked out for the best. Like always, he's the man. Stevens. The stat of the night, this game and the last game is the first back-to-back wins of the season. That's a good thing. Hope it's many more to come. Until tonight, it had been 1 win, 1 loss, 1 win, 1 loss, 1 win. So we got 2 in a row. They're up at 4-2, and hopefully they pick it up. Got a lot of tough games ahead next week or so, plus a West Coast swing in a couple weeks. So my top 3 stars, the third star is Robert Williams. First points of the game, it was off a special, not a special, but a Brad Stevens standard inbounds play where he had a nice lob and dunked it home. It was pretty sweet. He's got some nice minutes tonight. I think he played 8 minutes. He had first hoop, and he had 3 blocks. He was very active. I like the way he looks. I'm not sure how much impact he's going to make. It's a pretty deep team, of course, but he looked good tonight. Second star was Morris. He went bonkers. He's really getting sharp on the offensive end with his shot. He was very good. Let's see. Yeah, he was 3 for 6 from the arc, 7 for 12 overall, 18 points. Yeah, it's very impressive. And, of course, the number one star was Daniel Theis. He was crazy. He went crazy, especially in the first half. He was 7 for 9 from the floor, 2 for 3 from the arc. His 3-pointer is not Curry-esque necessarily, but he had a fantastic game. The whole bench, you could have given the number one starter the whole bench. They were very good. Rozier, Smart, Theis, Rozier, I mentioned him already. The bottom 3 stains on the game. For once, there were no Celtics on the 3 stains. Third stain was Reggie Jackson. He was pretty... He had a couple shots. He had a couple shots in the first quarter. After that, he was invisible. And he went to BC, which I despise. Sorry, all you Eagles fans in the area, but BC's pretty whack. Speaking of alma maters, I want to give a shout out to Jerome Allen, assistant coach for the Celtics, who I spotted for the first time this season on the bench. I don't know where he's been. But he's a fellow Quaker, and I like him, and I'm glad to see that he's I'm pretty sure he was still on the team, but I'm glad to see he was back on the bench, and on the front bench, too, not sitting in the cheap seats with the trainers and the stat guys. Number 2 stain on the game is Zaza. He's basically a stain on the NBA. He's pretty terrible. I'm not sure what he's doing out there, but it's sure ain't playing basketball. He's a 7'3", just cretin, and looks dumber than dirt. And I can't, open mouth breathing cretin. And of course, number 1 stain was Griffin. The guy was the leading scorer in the NBA. He was, first few games of the season, 4-0, averaging 33 a game. He didn't get his first point until the 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Ends up with 7. Was 2 for 13, 0 for 4 from the arc. He was pretty terrible. I watched him play a lot living in Los Angeles when he was with the Clippers, and you body him up and you get in his grill and you really push him around. He doesn't like that too much. I saw Smart do that a bunch tonight. Of course, he does that with everybody, and Al was pretty physical with him too. Number 1 stain on the game, Blake Griffin. Okay, so my closeout is I went for a run today. I don't know, for all you people outside the Boston area, we had a nor'easter up here. It was pretty much driving rain, gale force winds, and pretty cold, around 42. But I went for a run today. And of course, I didn't want to because it was disgusting out, but I went anyway. And I want to encourage everybody to exercise in the cold and the rain, because the après exercise outside in awful weather is pretty sweet. That makes the beer in the hot tub that much more pleasant and enjoyable of experience. So definitely recommend exercising vigorously outside in bad weather. That's it. So we got the next game is Tuesday night, the 30th, against the same Pistons. It's the modern day version of the old-fashioned home and home series. I think Detroit's probably going to play a little harder, but I like the sort of groove we're in the last 3 halves. It's been pretty sweet. They're really playing high energy and moving the ball and playing a lot like they were at the end of last year, which is excellent. Now all we need is to get Kyrie online, get him sharpened up, especially with his scoring. So that's it. I'll see you guys Tuesday night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Go Pats. Go Sox.